Every now and then, Ferrari will do something completely ridiculous. Previous examples include building a theme park in a desert and charging $7,000 for CarPlay. But now they've done this, and it's called the 812 Competizione. If you like this video, you know what to do, hit like. And let's be honest, even if you thought it was a bit mediocre, just hit like anyway, because it's not costing you anything, is it? If you were thinking the 812 Competizione was just stickers and different wheels, then think again, because although this car takes its basis from the Superfast, it is a very different beast under the skin. Aerodynamics are a huge part of the modifications, and you can tell when you start looking at the front bumper. Totally redesigned. These massive ducts do a dual purpose. They actually take some air for the radiators and that modified engine, and they also split the airflow, sending some of it down to the brakes and the inner wheel arch. Speaking of the wheels, this particular version is rolling on Pirelli P0 rubber, but you can get a Michelin Cup 4 tyre rolling on carbon fibre wheels. But that'll of course add to your bottom line as an option. Look at this huge carbon fibre blade that runs the full width of the bonnet. Visually that has a shortening effect of the very long nose, but it's also not just for show. Aerodynamically it assists that air coming from the radiators at the front and stabilises airflow over the car. Exit vent there, not just for show, that takes the air out of the inner wheel arch, again helping aerodynamics and stability. And the back end is arguably more interesting aerodynamically speaking than the front. These vortex generators, they actually help the air not separate from the back of the car as it's flowing over, again boosting stability at high speeds and helping with this little ducktail spoiler at the back. This car produces 80 kilos more downforce at around about 300 kilometers an hour than the standard Superfast. Other features include this completely redesigned taillight. It's been integrated and sunken into the tail for a more smooth look. This whole car has a really smooth organic aesthetic, even though it's generating huge amounts of downforce. I dare say that other manufacturers would resort to big spoilers and fins, but not Ferrari. And a great example of that are these 3 louvers cut into the rear bumper. Now, if you've ever seen a high-performance car with the fins that stick out in a similar sort of pattern, this is doing exactly the same job, but the aerodynamicists integrated it into the bumper so it maintains a smooth look. It's very effective. And finally, the exhausts. Typically you might see the centre exit exhaust, but these have been rerouted to allow for more components underneath the car and also a more race car aesthetic. But a suitably extraordinary car like this needs to come to a suitably extraordinary test track, which is why, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm in Fiorano and it's raining. This car follows on from other hyperbolic Ferraris like the 599 GTO and the F12 TDF. But this turns up everything to about 15. The 6.5 litre V12 has been wicked up to produce, wait for this, 610 kilowatts. That's about 830 horsepower. It'll get to 100 kilometers an hour in 2.85 seconds. And if you're brave enough, it'll keep going all the way to 350 kilometers an hour. Now, I won't be going anywhere near 350 because, of course, I am at the Fiorano test track, the home of some of the most ridiculously over-the-top Ferraris that I used to dream about. I never thought I'd be driving one. And this is an incredibly technical circuit. It's very narrow. There's lots of places where you can get it very wrong. But it's supposed to be hard because this is the track where Ferraris are developed to be exceptional road cars. The thing that staggers me about the Competizione is the level of precision and aggression. If this was a dog, it would have to wear a muzzle. And if it was a human, it would be on Ritalin and living in a padded cell. But it is the most unrestricted road car I've ever driven, and it's in its natural habitat of Fiorano. Oh, those brakes! This car has so much capability, and I'm only just scratching the surface here. But that acceleration, oh my God, that V12 is a sensation. The turn-in is unbelievably precise and there's so much grip. I mean, I think I'm running out, but then you get into another corner and it just keeps on building. There's tons of aero and downforce. I feel like I've run out of all options, and then you just push a little bit harder and it just gets more and more glorious. Oh. That dual clutch gearbox is unbelievably snappy and aggressive. I feel like every time I change gear, another 812 is smashed into the back of me. Power delivery is mental. It's just so linear. Peak power comes in at nearly the red line, and it's just unrelenting. It feels like it's never going to stop. Oh my God, that acceleration is out of this world! Oh, into turn one. Oh my God, it makes me actually a little bit giddy. Oh, I have never driven anything quite like this. Make no mistake, this car is hard to drive, but it's not supposed to be an easy car to handle. It's supposed to offer something to learn and reward. It's an education. And in extraordinary conditions like this, it's a bit of a handful, especially over some lumps like that coming into the bridge. It really unsettles the car, but I'm staggered at how much grip there is from the Pirelli P0s. The Michelin Cup 4s would have been absolutely overkill for a day like today. But pop on the Italian tyres for an Italian car, and that's pretty impressive. I'm frankly staggered at how capable this car is in some pretty horrific conditions. It's very neutral, almost 50-50 weight distribution. Whoa, there it is again, trying to step out. Wow, and again, oh my God. What an absolute animal. I mean, this thing is slippery in the dry. So when you've just got to be so careful with that power, even in a straight line like that. Oh, trying to snap out. So gentle. Oh. I haven't had anywhere near long enough in this car to learn its little nuances and how to master it. And really, a drive like this at such an incredible track is only just scratching the surface. Whoa! But I get it, I understand its purpose. It's for someone who is going to persevere and try and get under this car's skin and learn and get better. The front end is so responsive, and even though I'm getting the car to slide a little bit, you've got the speed and the responsiveness in the steering to come around and deal with it. Oh, like that. And there again, oh my God. And then we come to the price of this car. How much do you think this much fun is worth? Well, I'll tell you, in Australian dollars, just over $1 million. Too much money? Well, I'm afraid it's irrelevant, because if you want one of these, you have to have already ordered one. They're all sold out. There are a couple coming to Australia, but not many. So does that make this car kind of pointless for a review? Have I wasted my time telling you about it and coming to Fiorano to drive it? No, of course not. Because this car is not about sales volumes and figures. It's about enforcing that prancing horse brand and creating a new generation of car lovers and Ferrari fans. In exactly the same way that I would hang pictures of Melinda Messenger and Brad Pitt on my wall as a lad. But the chances of me getting a signed photo from them were pretty slim, let alone, well, you know. Look up the word aspirational in a dictionary and there are no words there, there's just a picture. It's a picture of a Ferrari 812 Competizione.